This week I discovered that selling on eBay is like riding a roller coaster. There are ups and downs, twists and turns. After 2 weeks of experiencing steady growth, I expected another week of just uphill, steady growth. Instead, I experienced a sharp fall followed by a twist at the end. Let's find out what happened. Hello and welcome to eBay with Chris. I'm on a journey to build an eBay business from $0 to $3,000 monthly profit in just 12 months. I'm over 2.5 months into the process. This is the weekly update for the week of March 20th through March 26th. Let's get into the numbers. Like I said, after 2 weeks of steady growth of 16 sales in 1 week, 19 sales in the next week, I was expecting another week with maybe 20 units sold, 21 units sold for an average of 3 units per day. I was pretty excited. Instead, I was greeted with 9 units sold. Let's look at this chart. Okay, so here on the chart we see on Monday, I had 0 sales. On Tuesday, I had 3 sales. So I thought, okay, we're back on track for $84. Then on Wednesday, 0 sales again. I was starting to wonder what's happening here. On Thursday, I experienced 1 sale for $32. On Friday, 1 sale for $22. And by Friday afternoon, Saturday morning, I was thinking, what is happening here? What have I done to my business? Fortunately, I was redeemed on Saturday. I only sold 2 items, but for a total of $257. That's the twist at the end. So we'll get into that specific item, what that was all about. And then the last day of the week, I ended the week with 2 more sales for a total of $66 that day. Okay, so here's the eBay report for the week of March 20th through March 26th. As you can see, I had 9 items sold. Something that I'm learning in this business is that you can't look at your sales day to day, even week to week, because you're going to have your ups, you're going to have your downs. It's just selling on eBay, it's that kind of business. So you got to look at the long term. You got to focus on the activities that you can control. For example, I can control listing and growing my business by 50 units every week. I know that if I do that, the sales will come. So I just need to focus on the actions that I can control and not worry about the day-to-day or the week-to-week sales that come in, because I can't control that. So you can see I had a total sales of $463.65. My eBay selling costs were only $122.88, 26.5% of my total sales, which is really low. And obviously that's driven by the 1 item that sold for over $200 that we'll get into. Net sales for the week, $315.55. So that was my eBay payout, $315.55. I spent $118.37 on new inventory that week. So with an eBay payout of $315.55 and the cost of new goods of $118.37, you could say I'm positive $197 for the week. So again, the business continues to grow. I am profitable, so I'm excited about that. And the last number on this eBay report is the average sales price per item, which was $51.52. Again, much higher than normal. You can see it says it's 41.7% higher than the prior time period, because I think last week was around $35. My target is to have an average sales price of greater than $28, so much higher than that. But let's go ahead and take out that 1 item, the big sale item. I'm going to save the numbers, the exact numbers for the end for that 1 item, because we're going to go ahead and look through all of the sales, the 9 items that I sold this week, and I'll show you the profit on each individual item so you can see that. Okay, so if I were to remove that 1 item, that twist at the end of the week, that saved my week actually, I would have sold 8 items. The total sales would have been $243.06, so over $220 less. The selling costs would have been $88.57. or 36.4% of total sales, which is in line with what I've been in the last few weeks, really. My net sales would have been $141.83. So my eBay payout would have only been $141.83. And if you subtract the my buy cost for the week of $118, I would have been left with about $23. So it was a tight week without that one sale. The average sales price would have dropped from the $51.52 to $30.38 for the week. Still above my target of $28. So I'm still happy with that. I'm pleased with what is selling besides that one item. Okay, so let's talk about the 3 metrics that I'm focused on in order to grow my business, in order to go from $0 to $3,000 monthly profit. So the first metric is to grow my store by 50 items every week. No matter how many units I sell, I want my store inventory to grow by 50 items every week. The second metric is to have an average sell-through rate of 0.5% or greater. And the third metric is to have a $10 profit per item. So let's get into it. First metric, did I grow my store by 50 units? And the answer is yes, of course I did. I started the week with 283 listings, and I ended the week with 333 listings. So since I sold 9 items, I listed 59 items for the week. And it's interesting, I was done early Sunday morning. I was thinking, man, I've finished. I must be getting better at this. I'm faster. But the reason it felt that way is because I only sold 9 items in the week. If I had sold my normal 16 or 19 from the prior weeks, I would have had to list another 10 items just to stay, just to meet my goal. I had time. I could have increased it. I could have increased my store instead of 50. I could have increased it to 60 items that week. But naturally, what do we do as human beings? We hit our goal and stop. So instead of exceeding my goal and adding more units to my store, I did what everyone else does, and I stopped when I hit that number. So a lesson learned: when I do have that free time and that ability to increase my store even more, I'm going to take advantage of it. Okay, so the second metric is to have a sell-through rate of 0.5% or higher. What this means is that it's the percentage of items in your store or in my store that sell every single day. So for example, my target is to have 2,000 items in my store by December 1st. If I have a 0.5% sell-through rate, out of those 2,000 items, I would sell 10 units a day, which is 0.5%, right? So if I sell 10 units per day in a 30-day month, I'm going to sell 300 units at $10 profit per unit. That would be $3,000. So my target is to have 2,000 units with $10 profit and 0.5% or greater sell-through rate. Well, this week I only sold 9 items in 7 days, and I started the week with 283 units in my inventory. So to determine your sell-through rate, I take the 9 units sold, I divide it by the 7 days, and divide that again by the 283 units in my store, and I ended up with a 0.45% sell-through rate, just under my target of 0.5% sell-through rate. Oh well, it was disappointing, but I can't really control that. I can't really control the sales. All I can do is to have the best listings possible with the search terms so that they can be found. So the thing that I can control is I can find desirable items and have good listings. And by good listings, I mean I have search terms that describe the item in a way that people will hopefully search to find those items. I have really clear pictures. I describe any flaws that are in the item, and I have a fair price and fair shipping price. Those are the things that I can control. Okay, so the third metric is to have a profit of $10 or more per item. And in order to do that, I have figured out that I need to have a $28 average selling price for the week. And like we already discussed, if you take out the one item, the one exceptional item, I had an average selling price of over $30. So I did hit this metric. But what we're going to do is we're going to look at all 9 items that sold this week and see what the profit was for every single item. Let's go. Okay, so this first item is a dress shirt by Joseph Aboud. It's a long sleeve dress shirt. You can see the sizes there. This is actually one of the first items that I picked up ever. It was actually number 2, had serial number 2 in my inventory. So it finally sold after about 3 months. You can see that the customer is all in for $26.58 with shipping. They paid tax of $203, transaction fees of $358, shipping label. I paid a shipping label of $533. My total earnings were $15.64 for a profit of $12. This next item is one of my personal shirts from a previous employer, Amazon. So this is an Amazon employee swag shirt. It has Kaizen on it, or from Cork, Ireland. And I sold this item for $18. The customer or the buyer was all in for $24.45. Sales tax, you can see $1.60, transaction fees of $332, shipping label $533. Because my buy cost was actually $0 on this, my profit for this was $14.20. Oh, I forgot to mention that I have a $3 cost for every single one of these items. So my average buy cost year to date, buying at the Goodwill bins, is $1.95. The other additional dollar cost is to cover expenses for each item for storage and shipping. So I spend probably about 50 cents per unit on laundry expenses. About another 25 cents per unit for storage boxes and plastic bags to put them in, and then the other 25 cents is for shipping labels, ink, tape, and shipping bags, things like that. So a $3 cost covers my expenses to buy the item as well as my expenses to store and ship the item. This item is by Champion. It's a women's blue-gray long sleeve shirt, kind of an athletic shirt with an open back, and long sleeve, of course, extra large. This buyer is all in for $22.18. You can see my sales tax, or the sales tax that were paid, my transaction fees of $304, shipping label $406, and this one was on an ad, so that cost me $1.11. Total earnings from eBay was $11.91, and a profit of $8 for me. This item is a FootJoy item, and I learned about FootJoy by watching other sellers on eBay. They mentioned that this was a brand to keep an eye out for. It's a golf brand. So I found this pullover. It's a quarter zip pullover, kind of a wind, rain pullover shirt slash jacket, more of a windbreaker. It also does have embroidery for Druids Glen Golf Course on it as well, so that might add some value to it. So this buyer was all in for $40.31, and sales tax $228, transaction fees of $528, shipping label $533, and an ad fee of $202. So my total earnings from eBay was $25.40 and a profit of $22. So here we have a Nike Dry Fit polo shirt for women. It's an extra small, new with tags, so that obviously adds value to it as well. This buyer was all in for $25.56, and sales tax of $1.53, a transaction fee of $346, shipping label $413. No ad on this item. It sold just within a couple days, pretty quick. My earnings from eBay $16.44 with a profit of $13. One of the brands to keep an eye out for is BKE or Buckle, I guess. So this is a pair of Buckle BKE jeans, women's size 28L. It has the flare, the low rise. So a lot of things that are kind of trendy right now with the flare legs and the low rise. But anyways, this buyer was all in for $32.64. Transaction fee of $433, shipping label of $764. My total earnings from eBay $20.67 for a profit of $17. This was a fun jacket. I like this jacket. It has kind of that quilted look to it. This is an Under Armour. The Storm is the what they call it. It's a women's jacket, size medium. Some of the branding, they called it Primaloft quilted. This buyer was all in for $34.09. Sales tax of $1.76, transaction fees of $4.51, and my cost for the shipping label was $7.90. So my total earnings from eBay was just under $12 at $19.92, so a profit of $17 for me. This shirt is Ariat brand, which I've heard about from other sellers on YouTube. They talk about the boots, Ariat boots, and clothing items. And so when I saw this shirt, I knew right away that it was a good item to grab. But I found out it was even better than I expected because it is an FR shirt, or a flame resistant shirt. So this would be maybe a work shirt for someone that maybe does welding, or some other type of work around heat like that. So it does have extra value because of that. This is a 2XL, a great size, long sleeve as well. This item sold just within a couple days. This buyer is all in for $37.33. Sales tax is $1.48. Transaction fees were $4.91. Shipping label $7.60. Total earnings $23.24 for a profit of $20. Now here's the big item. So this is a pair of vintage Lip Service, is the brand. Flare pants. So they have the flare, they have the camo, they're low rise, they're made in the USA, and they have a velour finish to them, or yeah, I guess that's what it's called, velour. I didn't realize that at the time when I was in the bins. I grabbed them because of the camo on it, and I did a little bit of research when I was in the bins. I looked up the Lip Service brand. There was only a handful of items for sale, and only a couple items in the last 90 days. But they had sold for around $50. So I thought, okay, well, let's grab this item and see what happens. Well, when I got back and I was making the listing, I saw that some of the sales, I did a little bit more research, dove more into it. Some of the items were currently for sale for $200 or $220. These were kind of a leopard print, also velour, made in the USA. Very similar, except there were none with the camo print that had sold recently or were for sale. So I decided, you know what, let's just go for $199 and see what happens. I'd be more than willing to take an offer for $150. I'd be super happy with that, of course. So I went ahead and I listed it. About 5 hours later, I got the cha-ching sound on my phone, looked at my phone, full price, $199. They didn't even send me an offer. They just paid the full price and immediately paid for the shipping and everything. So I shipped it out on Monday because it sold on Saturday, but I was super excited. So this buyer was all in for $220.51. Their sales tax $12.48, transaction fees of $27.53, and the shipping cost me $6.78. My total earnings was $173.72, and my profit $170. Wow. eBay is definitely a roller coaster ride. You're going to have your ups, you're going to have your downs, but that's okay. It's kind of part of the fun, and as long as as long as I stay emotionally stable and don't get too excited when things are going up and too depressed when things are going down, I know that if I put in the work, if I grow my store by 50 items per week and make sure that I have good listings and I buy items that people want to buy, then it's going to be successful. So all I need to do is focus on the things that I can control and know that the sales will come. So anyways, I just want to encourage you with that. I hope you found some value in seeing what's sold here, and keep an eye out for some of those brands, the BKE jeans, the FootJoy, obviously Lip Service. If you ever find that in the wild, I'll probably never find one of those again. But anyways, just keep an eye out for those brands and have fun. Mostly just have fun looking for inventory, looking for things that you can sell, and enjoy the ride. Thanks for watching eBay with Chris. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And if you want to follow me on this journey from $0 to $3,000 profit, go ahead and hit subscribe. You can hit that button right here. And if you want to watch more videos about my journey, you can check out this video right here. Thanks.